Hi, at last lecture we have discussed the line clipping algorithm to clip the line. So today we'll discuss the new algorithm to clip the polygon. The name of the algorithm is the Hodgman-Sutherland algorithm. So this algorithm is used to clip the polygon. So approach is different for the polygon clipping. The line clipping and polygon clipping is different. So for line clipping we have read or we write the information of the points, the extreme points of the line with respect to the boundaries. Here I have to write the information of line instead of point, but write the information of line with respect to the boundaries. So we will proceed with this algorithm. So before proceeding with the algorithm, first we should have to have the knowledge of reading of algorithm and reading of windows and reading of the polygon, how to read the window and how to read the polygon. So for line clipping, we have read the boundaries of the window as in this sequence. First, we have started with top and then bottom and then right and left. T, B, R, L. In this sequence, we have read the boundaries of the window. But for this algorithm, polygon clipping, we have to read in the sequence, clockwise sequence or anti-clockwise sequence. Suppose I'm starting from here. The first boundary will be left boundary. Second maybe top, and third is right, and then fourth will be left. In clockwise sequence, if I'm following clockwise sequence, then L, T, R, B will be the sequence for the window boundary. If suppose I'm following anti-clockwise sequence, then left, then bottom, then right, and then top. So either you have to use clockwise or anti-clockwise sequence. Here I'm following the clockwise sequence. If I'm following clockwise sequence, we can start from anywhere. Okay. If suppose I'm to start from top, then first will be top, then right, then bottom, and then left. So start from anywhere and then read the adjacent boundaries of the window in clockwise or anti-clockwise sequence. So in this way we can read the boundaries. And second is the region, the inside and outside region of the boundaries of the window. If we consider top boundary or the top line of the window is an infinite line, length ka line, so this region is inside region. The below of the top line is considered as inside region and it is outside region. If we suppose we consider the bottom line of the window, then this region is outside region, below the bottom is outside region, above the bottom is inside region. And similarly, if suppose I consider right boundary of the window, the right side of the right boundary is considered as the outside region and left side to the right boundary is considered as inside region. And for if we consider left boundary, the right side to the left boundary is considered as inside region and left side to the left boundary is considered as the outside region of the left boundary. So these are the inside and outside region. For common of all, this region is the inside region, this of the window. The shaded blue portion is the inside region for common to the all. If you consider only top boundary, this region is also inside region. This is also inside region, top ke liye. If you consider all together, then this shaded area is the acceptable region. Now, how to read the polygon? So polygon we can read from the corners. So suppose it is a polygon drawn in blue, have four sides. So first corner is V1, second corner is vertex V2, V3 and V4. These are the four corners of the polygon. So to read in the clockwise and anti-clockwise sequence here also. Suppose V1 start किया है. Suppose I am starting from V1, then V2, then V3, then V4 and then V1. So starting from V1 and to end up at the V1 only. If I am starting from V2, you're supposed to end up at the V2 only. V2, V3, V4, V1 and then V2. So in clockwise sequence or anti-clockwise sequence, you're supposed to read the corners of the polygon. You suppose I have to read the lines of the polygon. So this is a line number one, it is a line number two, line number 3 or side number 3, line number 4. These are the four sides of the polygon. The first side means line number 1. It has start point is V1 and end point is V2. If you consider line number 1 is a start point and end point, you have to follow the direction of the arrow, which is V1 is a start point and V2 is the end point. If you consider line number 2, then start point will be the V2, which is the end point of previous line. The next line ka start point will be the end point of the previous line, and then end point of line number 2 will be V3. And then line number 3 के लिए start point will be the end point of previous line, that is V3. For line number 3, start point is V3 and end point is V4. And then for line number 4, start point is V4 and end point is V1. We have to end up with the start point of the first line. So in this way we can read the or we can write the information of the line. It has the four lines. So for this algorithm, you have to, instead of writing the information of the point, here have to write the information of line with respect to boundaries. So how to write the information of the line with respect to boundary? You're supposed to save the intermediate point or start point or end point of the line. So we will see here, if suppose we have one boundary here, we have one boundary, it has two region, inside region and outside region. So this is the inside region of the boundary, this portion, the left side to the right, the left side of the line is considered the inside region. If suppose it is outside region, so this line has two region, inside region and outside region. If suppose line ka start point and end point both are in inside region, line is like this, and start point and end point of the line is in inside region, then we have to save the end point of the line. So here I am written the start point S. The start point is noted as S and end point is noted as P. So if suppose start point S is inside and end point P is also inside the window ka boundary, then you have to save the end point. You're supposed to save the end point. P you have to save. What I have to do with the save point we'll see later. First we will say okay, how to write the information of line with respect to the boundary. If line ka start point and end point both are inside, then I'm supposed to save P. Second case, same. If suppose one boundary is there, this is inside region and outside region. If suppose line ka start point is in inside region and end point P is in outside region, then we're supposed to save the intermediate point, the intersection of the boundary and line. If suppose intersection is I, this is the intersection of line and boundary is I, we're supposed to save the intersection point I. The am written, if suppose start point S is inside and end point P is outside, we're supposed to save the intersection point I. If sub third case, if suppose the start point S in outside region of the boundary and endpoint P in inside region of the boundary, then we're supposed to save intersection point I and endpoint P. You have to save the two things, intersection point I and endpoint P. If its start point is outside and end point is inside, you're supposed to save the intersection point I and end point P. These 2 points you're supposed to save I and P. So information of intermediate point and information of end point you have to save. Fourth case, if suppose both start point and end point of the line are outside the boundary, here you can see in diagram, this is inside region, is outside region. Both the start point and end point of the line are lying at the outside region of the boundary, clipping boundary. Then you have to save nothing. No need to save anything. No need to save start point or end point or any point as such. So here you have to save nothing. These are the four different cases. So we can see here four different cases. If both start point and end point are inside, you have to save end point P. If start point is inside and end point P is outside, we're supposed to save intersection point I. If suppose start point is outside and end point is inside, we're supposed to save I and endpoint P. If both start point and end point are outside the clipping boundary, then we're supposed to save nothing. So these are the things to save with respect to the boundary. So we'll follow the algorithm, we'll write the algorithm, then things will clear to you. So Hodgman-Sutherland algorithm at very first step is supposed to read the number of sides and number of corners of the polygon. That means step number one, we have to read the polygon. You know how to read the polygon. You have to read in sequence, either clockwise or anti-clockwise sequence. And then we're supposed to read the corners of the window, and you have to read the boundaries of the window. Sequence should be left. Sequence should be left, then top, then right, and then bottom, either in clockwise sequence or anti-clockwise sequence. And third step, step number three of this algorithm, you have to create one function. Function means you have to call this function number of times. So function we can create. First function I have to create as if suppose start point is inside. I have to write all four cases here. Start point is inside and end point is also inside the boundary. Then I have to save P. Second case, if suppose start point is inside and end point is outside, is supposed to see save intermediate point, intersection point of the line and boundary. Third function का third step, if start point S of the polygon is outside and P is inside, then I have to save I and P, intersection point, intersection of line and boundary, and the endpoint P you have to save. And then fourth case, if suppose both start point and end point are outside the boundary region, you have to save nothing. So this is the function, and then at the end we have to return to the calling person. Those who are called the function, you have to supposed to return to it, and this function get end. And then step number one, we have write the uh, read the information of polygon. Second step may we have read the information of window, and third step we have write the function, and after writing the function we're supposed to return to the calling person. Then step number four. Step number four, we have to take the left boundary first for clipping the polygon. First you have to consider left boundary only. Only left boundary to consider, and then we have to call the function for each sides of polygon. For each sides you are supposed to call the function, and then you have to save the corresponding points. So we have to call the function, and then after calling the function will say कि which point you have to save. Depend upon the condition of the start point and end point. Then function will say कि which point you have to save. Then you have to save the corresponding points. After saving the corresponding points, you draw the polygon using the save point जो आपने save किया था in function में. By using save point, we supposed to draw the polygon. And then step number five, same thing you have to perform by considering the top boundary. Now you have to consider top boundary, and then you have to call the function for each sides of polygon. For each sides of polygon, you're supposed to call the function and then save the corresponding points. And by using this save point, you're supposed to draw the polygon. That is step number five. Step number six is take the right boundary now. Perform the two step. In step number six, we have to call the function and save the corresponding points, and then draw the polygon by using saved point. We're supposed to save a few points, and by using the saved point we're supposed to draw the polygon. Then step number seven, now you have to take the bottom boundary for clipping के लिए, and then you have to call the function. We're supposed to call the function and then save the corresponding point and return to the step number seven, and then by using the save point we're supposed to draw the polygon. Then the last step is stop. This algorithm, you have to follow this algorithm. By after following this algorithm, the polygon will get clipped. The portion of the polygon which is outside the window will get clipped, will get trimmed. So here in from step numbers 4, 5, 6 or 7, in these four steps we have to call this function, step number 3 wala function. You have to call this function, and at the end of the function it will return to the fourth step. If you are calling from step number 4, it will return to the step number 4, and then we'll draw the polygon. And step number 5, again you have to call the function. At the end of this function, the function will tell you, okay, these points have to save. You have to save this point and then return to the step number 5. And by using the save point, you have to draw the polygon. This way, we can clip the polygon. So in next lecture, we'll see one numerical question, one example. Then this algorithm will get clear to you. Now we can only note down this algorithm, these 8 steps. Okay. In next lecture, we'll uh, solve a numerical question so that this algorithm will get clear to you. Okay, thank you.